Be an update video on my garden. Yeah, I got the chickens out right now. It's kind of been a while since I've done an update video. I've been busy. All kinds of odds and ends have been going on, but it kind of has become an overgrown hayfield in places. This is the onions. It's really nothing but weeds now. They get that way every year because I try weeding them and I end up pulling out as many onions as weeds, so yeah. But pole beans are starting to come along. This is the late crop of them. You can tell this flowering plant here, that's a radish. I'll show you guys. The last two radishes in, and I'm going to pull them out. The only ones that for some reason got this tall. Strange, huh? Set them there. I'll throw them in the wagon. But I've been doing some weeding today. I got a bunch to rake up. You can see there's a big pile of them on the compost pile. And I've been getting this leaf blight on my tomatoes. It's worse in the garden over there. If anybody has any tips on how to treat that, let me know. And pumpkins we seem to be going, we'll get a month's worth of rain in 2 days, and then we'll go a month without rain. So now we've had a whole bunch of rain, and the pumpkins are turning yellow. The tomatoes are coming along, got pumpkins going through them. Picked the early white potatoes, picked that row, and about to there, because from there, this way are red potatoes, and they're not quite ready yet. And all of these things, these are wild. Well, they're not wild, I grew them in the garden. There's a raspberry patch over there. That used to be somewhat of a garden before I started these two. And I started ground cherries in them. And never had them in this garden, but they always came up the next year over there are wild. And I noticed this year, there's ground cherries in here. And more over there. I'm thinking a bird might have transplanted some for me. But so I'm letting them grow. You know when they're ready to pick, because those little sacks will turn kind of a color like that leaf, kind of that yellowish brown. When you rub the sacks off, and there's a little like berry inside of there. This corn looks really pathetic. This is the later crop, but it's just been a bad year. It's been a really cold summer, a really late spring. And a lot of the farmers are having trouble. Corn over there looks a little better. I don't think I'll get anything off of this stuff. But, because it's only, I'm standing next to it and it's about chest high on me. And it's first week of August. It should be a lot taller than that. But you can see the onions. Some of them have poked up. I should cut. I have more weeding to do. This whole area where the potatoes were, I'm going to till it and plant my late crop of beans in here. I pulled some onions out in this little area to see how they were doing and to make myself a little path. But these pole beans should be giving beans like in a week or so. They're starting to blossom. Let's throw this thing in the wagon. I don't feel like snapping them off right now. But not that big. Most of them look like that. They're kind of little. Well, here's the potatoes I picked. Got a bucket of beans, some onions. They're not really that big yet, but I think when I get into the house, I'm going to have some fried potatoes and onions. And some nice looking tomatoes. And my sunflowers, which I've grown them before, but I always let the birds eat them. And I'm going to have to, I think, roast them to make them edible for people, because they're right now they're not hard. You can tell they're just soft. And this end you can squeeze them out. But I got a few of them, and there's more on over there that are ready, but I'll let the birds eat them. There's the old Model B. I actually found out this engine block has a crack in it, so I'm going to have to use the other block I have. That's a video for another time. Hey, get out of there! Yeah, you don't belong in there. No, you don't. I don't want my chickens in my garden. Sunflowers are doing good. That's one of the ones I pulled off. These are the later potatoes. They're starting to kind of die down now. I have to get in here and do some weeding tomorrow and till this. But here's the thing. This corn is taller than I am. Well, it should be. But then, along here, there's lower stuff. Of course, there's some water sitting in this area. So I think that's why this stuff's a little stunted. This stuff's looking good. Then, oh, there's so many weeds. I got some little peppers on. They're not ready yet. And the squash aren't going to do anything. This paper from Walmart is worthless. The weeds grow underneath it. I picked a whole bunch of cucumbers this weekend and I'm making pickles. So, yeah. Well, these ones look way worse with the blight, these tomatoes. But, yeah, so I do an update. These pole beans, I just picked them. Got the ice cream tail off of them. And these cherry tomatoes are looking very sad. Well, they taste good though. But, and that's more onions up there. They could probably come out in another week or two once they all dry up and sit. I'll probably leave them in for about another 3 weeks to a month. Hey, get out of here. Yeah, you don't belong in here. You got all the grass you could possibly want out here. Don't eat my garden. I close the gate up on it. I got these gates from my friend of mine that lives down the road a little ways that way. He had them on a junk pile behind his pole shed. And I was out there helping him load some of the stuff up and let me throw these on the trailer. I'm like, they're pretty nice gates. And he's like, oh, you can have them. I'm like, okay, sweet. Because he had an area fenced off in his backyard for his dog. And these are the gates that would go into it. They'd open up so he could get in there and mow. And the posts fell over, so he got one of those new, I don't know what you call them, tube gates. They're out of the tubes. I can't remember what they're called. But you can see I gotta move that post over about a foot and reset it. But I got extra barbed wire there to extend it. But, yep, do an update video. And a big pile of weeds. You can see those flowers there, those radishes hanging out of the back end of the wagon. Yeah, some people watch my videos for my chickens and my gardens. Some watch them for the tractors. Well, I guess I'll incorporate them together now. This is my 1983 Simplicity 4211 hydrostatic drive. Pretty sure it's a 38-inch on it. I don't usually cut with it. It doesn't have a belt on it right now. Got some bird poop on it. It's sitting out behind the shed. Yes, and I had to put a stack muffler on it. It's the only one I have that has a stack muffler. And little Harley bullet lights and a rear light. In fact, let's see the rear lights. I don't know if I have the front lights working on this one or not. Yep, they're working. Kind of cool looking. And I have the second toggle. Oh. Why won't you work? There we go. That's the rear light. And I think we'll fire it up and drive it up to the house. Actually, remembered I got some junk I need to move this in front of the tool shed. I got this trimmer sitting outside. Yeah, I was splitting wood the other day and the handle flew off. Well, actually the handle didn't fly off. It got stuck in there. This is full of string. That one's mine, that one's my neighbor's. Gotta fix it for him. But yeah, I need to clean my tractor lane out again. It goes over so darn quick. That goes up to the road and then down to the house. So if I have enough video time left on my camera, I'll take a drive on this thing. Bottle of water sitting there. Bottle I keep reusing. Okay. Little throttle. Turn the gas on. See if it fires off. No choke.